What's up, guys? It's Ramon from NyneBlockGaming&Collectibles coming at you with another review. Today I have the Cyborg Superman from Mafex, and this guy looks great. So here you have your product images. You have your clear windowless package with him with his gun on his arm. You got Superman, Mafex, and his name, Cyborg Superman action figure. Side, you get this flight pose with Superman logo. You get on the back him using his blaster. Some different pose shots of him, what's included in the package. You have a standing pose on this side. Bottom, you just got your authentication sticker and a whole bunch of warnings and lawyer jargon. And let's crack this guy open and check out everything on the inside. So one of the things I am slightly disappointed. Well, let's show this off quick, guys. Here's how you scan your code to show that it's authentic. But one of the things I am slightly disappointed with this figure is we only get one head sculpt, as you can see. So the included effects are for the gun, with the gun, and you get multiple hands, flight pose, gripping, one pointing, one fist, two gripping. And you get your stand right there in the plastic bag in the back. So let's open him up. You get this plastic piece over the top. And here he is, the paint on this guy. Not that it's something odd for Mafex. Their paint is amazing, outside of their minor defects they have occasionally, and some are figure wide, Cyclops, hip rotation, stuff like that. His broken effect piece on his eye. But these guys' paint just looks great. And this Superman is no different. Let me zoom out quick, get the whole figure in view. Here he is. And let's just go over some of this detail. Look at this detail in the face. His robotics, torn face. You get some little things that hold up the cape, because that's how it was in the comics. Look at the detail on this arm. Look at that guy. Under the waist. All that mechanical wiring detail he has. Just looks great. Here on the leg. Show off the Superman symbol on the back, a little oddly colored. I'm not sure if that's because that's how he was, but alright, as you can see, the paint detail is absolutely phenomenal. So let's quickly go over articulation. Head can look down that far, up that high. You got some side to side, will not rotate freely around, it is stopped. Cape, it is a wired cape. It is wired all the way through, so you have wires in the bottom as well. Enables for some cool, wind blowing up under the cape if you want to have him flying up. So you arms go up incredibly high and pop off at the same time. So watch that, guys. They will pop off. But it seems as though maybe it has something to do with the, which is probably why it popped off. The butterfly joint does not move as high on the mechanical arm as it does this. So this one goes a little higher. As you can see there. So that one goes slightly higher. You get an awesome butterfly joint here. It looks like it only enables it to go up and down. The butterfly joint is not coming up. It's freely rotating all directions. So it's just a ball joint on the inside with the joint that follows around, enabling some great movement out of the shoulder, bicep rotation, double jointed elbow. Normal Mafex wrist peg, same as Figuarts, so you have to manipulate the wrist to get your turn out of it, but when you get it, you get a very good amount. Between ab and his diaphragm joint, he leans forward very far, backwards not nearly as far. But these guys, these Mafex, because the ball joint down here at the waist, get some awesome side-to-side tilt. Top will rotate incredibly far. Waist looks like it freely rotates 360 degrees. Top is stopped right here at the abs. I'm not going to put scratches in this awesome paint, even though it looks like I might have already done that. But that's okay. You won't see it on the shelf. Leg kicks out slightly below 90. Hardly back at all. Drop down peg here. I know those are old and ancient and they need to find a different way to do that. But you get thigh rotation out of the ball joint that's in there. It's kind of similar to the butterfly joint here. You got double jointed knees that get a ton of range. Ankle freely rotates 360. It is on a similar ball peg but bigger one to what the wrists are, and you get toe articulation. Now let's go over accessories. I will quickly show you how to take this gun and place it onto the figure. His forearm pops off. It's not the hand. You cannot get that on the hand. It is actually the forearm that does it. You get this little peg here, and you got that peg hole in there, and you simply slide it on. And there we go. Now we have the gun. Both blast effects simply plug into these holes here. And now you have your blast effect. So to remove it, just hold the bicep, pull it out, put that guy back. The only thing I worry about when you make parts like this is that over time you're going to put wear on that joint, the little peg that the things stick on, whatever the effect is. And I'm not specifically talking about Superman, but they're going to wear. The more you're pulling that off and on, the higher and greater chances you have of creating that weakness in that joint or peg or whatever you're doing. Now it remains the same for wrists. But something as like wrists, you can normally find replacements for. But something as big as, you know, his entire forearm, I think that's going to be hard to replace. I don't think you're going to get a customizer to make regular replacement parts for something of that caliber. To do a whole, hey, we're making a whole forearm for your Mafex Superman, and for all the guys that are losing wrists, or forearms, it's not going to most likely happen. So be careful with that. Don't overdo it. If you see the peg starting to get a little stressed, don't try to figure out how you want it posed and keep it like that. Again, this is looking into the future. I haven't heard anyone experiencing these problems, but it is a likely scenario to happen after people have these figures in hand for a while. So let's go over the accessories quick. Last but not least, you have both these flight posed hands here. both these gripping hands here. Just look at all the detail Mafex puts into just these hands. Look at that for the Cyborg one. Not so much the human skin tone, but the Cyborg one looks great. The difference between this hand and the other one is there's a gap. It's not fully closed from his thumb, and you get that pointing finger there. And you have two more like neutral pose, just, you know, walking with hand open. All right, guys, I'm going to give a rating on this guy. I'm going to give him 8.5 out of 10. The reason being is we needed head sculpts for this guy. A mouth opened, or maybe like a light up eye or effect for the gun. Now, I know that's not something Mafex typically does, but it would have just added a lot to this figure. The other thing, other gripe I have is, and I could be completely biased that this is actually how the Superman logo looks, but one of the other things I don't like is that, you know, huge flap. Why isn't the cape tucked? Why does it have that huge space in the back? That was one of the things I saw I didn't like. Outside of that, paint, 10 out of 10. Gun effect, swappable arm, 9 out of 10. Articulation is a 10 out of 10. But accessories is like a 7 out of 10, because when you pre-order or you order a figure that is a Mafex caliber figure, you expect something like at least one extra head. But that's it for the review, guys. Stay tuned afterwards to see the post pictures of your Superman, Cyborg Superman. And if you enjoyed the video, hit the like.